Hi, this is Jane from Scraptastic Yarns. I'm your host today. You're going to get what you get here today. This is going to try to be a really quick one. Yesterday I was out with friends shopping. It was my birthday, so we went out for celebration and shopping. And of course, I got a few new acquisitions. Did I need any yarn? No. But you know I'm a yarn hoarder, so I got yarn. We went to AC Moore's, and there I got 2 of the Karen 1-pounders in deep violet. I am going to start it's called the Hedonist House Coat. I'm going to start that project, and I'm going to do that in that deep violet. I already had a couple of these in mind for another project. It's the anthracite. It's that lovely little ombre super saver. And I've kind of been building up a little bit here and there for that project. It's going to be a little bit bigger. We first went to Michael's, of course, after we had lunch at Cracker Barrel. Now, for my birthday, one of my friends wanted to know where I wanted to go for my birthday for lunch. And one of my favorite things to eat is steak. Steakhouses around here don't open up till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But one of her, it's a contractor that she uses. He always goes to Texas Roadhouse, and that's where I was kind of wanting to go because I've never been there, so I wanted to try it. And he had suggested that Cracker Barrel has great steaks. Well, for lunch we went to Cracker Barrel, and they have a wonderful ribeye. It's really good. It was really tender and flavorful and everything else. That evening my husband took me out to Texas Roadhouse, and I was kind of disappointed to find that Texas Roadhouse wasn't as good as Cracker Barrel's steak. You know, you'd figure someplace like that would be really good, but it was just so-so. Didn't really have a lot of good flavor. It was just kind of So, you know. So I know I won't be going back to Texas Roadhouse anytime soon. Of course, part of that had to do with seeing one of the cooks come in, use the bathroom, and then proceed to walk out without washing her hands. Now, granted, they may wash their hands when they get back into the kitchen. But seriously, people, if you work in a food establishment and you come into the bathroom, use the bathroom, and there's a customer in the bathroom, at least look like you're washing your hands, even if it's a quick little, something. Because I know part of the reason I won't be going back to Texas Roadhouse is because of what I saw. And the floor was filthy. Yeah, I know there's peanut shells in there, but seriously, it was dirty. There's no other way to put that out, and so that's my review of Texas Roadhouse. We also went to Michael's, and of course the Michael's that we went to, their yarn selection has gone way down, and I mean really down. They used to have a couple of aisles. Now there's just one aisle of yarn, so that was kind of disappointing to see. But they did have a couple of sales that were pretty good. They had some Barcelona yarn that was on sale for $5 a ball, so I got one of those. And this is in the color Poolside. I thought it'd make a really pretty scarf for the Hope Enterprise folks. And then I also got a Karen's Big Cake. This is in the color Cherry Compote. And I think it's a real pretty color. It really doesn't remind me of a lot of cherries. I do see a little bit of red in there. I see some, excuse me, like some dark purples, burgundies. But, I don't know who gets to decide the names for these yarns, but sometimes you kind of go, huh? But this this big cake was on sale for $7, which normally runs about $10. So I thought that was a pretty good deal from Michael's. Michael's did have the Impeccable for $2 a ball. We originally stopped there first before we went to AC Moore. And I got to looking and thought, well, I'll it wasn't really a sky color, but it was close to the sky color that they have. I thought, well, I'll do that house coat in that color. And I got to thinking, they don't have enough of those yarns for me to take to do that, because I'm a big girl, so I have to use the larger size, which calls for about 2,000 feet, 2,000 yards. Some can't remember exactly off the top of my head. It's been a rough night. So I decided to put that back, and of course then we went to AC Moore after lunch, and that's where I decided that, yeah, I would get the deep violet, because that's one of my favorite colors. Greens and purples are some of my favorites, so I'm going to make a sweater out of that. I do have a couple of finished items. This is that Tunisian crochet scarf that I was working on. Did finish it. That'll go to the Hope Enterprise. And you can wrap it around your neck, which is what they want. And then I did finish the Mindless Garter Stitch scarf. So, that'll be off to the group. We're supposed to get a real nasty snowstorm Wednesday. And Wednesday is our normal prayer shawl group. So I don't know if I'm going to be taking those this month. It may have to wait till next month, because I don't want to be out in a snowstorm. Supposedly we're supposed to get up to 8 inches. Not looking forward to that. I like snow. But again, I have a hate relationship with it. You got to clean off the car, and they get all that salt on the car, and ugh. Of course, and then you got to wait for the folks to come clean the walks, because our landlord, she hires different people every year instead of hiring a good crew. The good crew that she did have won't work with her anymore. So, for whatever reasons. But this crew here, I don't think they know how to handle snow. For the longest time, when you'd have snow out there, they would barely put any salt out. Of course, sidewalks freeze over, and they didn't clean the walks very well, and then when they go to clean the parking lot, it becomes a sheet of ice the way that they do it. So, I'm not real impressed with this group. But anyway, today's podcast is also going to be mostly about our small yarn creators. Shout out. As you know, YouTube has changed the way that they monetize their videos. Starting the 20th of February, if you have to have 1,000 people, 1,000 subscribers to monetize videos, and you have to have 4,000 hours of viewing time, which for a lot of people is hard to do. But I will cite this as an example. This small yarn creator shout out has been a good thing. I subscribe to probably 100 or more channels because I like watching. Many times when I'm upstairs sewing, I can put it up on the Roku, and I can watch a podcast as I'm going. I watch everything from knitting, sewing, quilting, crochet, that kind of thing, and a lot of YouTube tutorials. So the small yarn creator shout out, like I said, was born out of that frustration of changing it. This channel is not monetized. I don't think that it'll be monetized anytime in the near future, but I'm willing to participate in the shout out to help other people. Um, and as an example, one of the channels I subscribe to is the Proper Pineapple. When Holly of that channel, who is the host, when she became close to getting 500 subscribers, she decided to have a giveaway. And while she was, promoting that giveaway and had done the video and everybody was signing up for it, over probably a week and a half, her channel grew to 1,000 people, and I think now it's up to 2,000 people. So just by word of mouth, you can really build a channel. So that's basically what a lot of people are trying to do, is to help other people build channels. Those that are close, like 800 subscribers, you'd like to be able to build up to get those up to 1,000. So I'm going to share a few of the ones, that I watch. And these are some pretty new ones to me. Although one of them, I've watched this fellow for quite a while. And he mostly knits, but he does do crochet as well. But he is a bit of a yarn hoarder too. Sorry, Ross, you're just like the rest of us. But that's Ross of Smells Like Yarn. He also goes by Smell Great Guy. So if you look under Smells Like Yarn, you'll find his podcast channel. But I think his channel is actually called Smell Great Guy. One of the other people that I've been watching that I've really enjoyed is Jeannie over at Crochet Comfort. Pam Wilson of the Cosmo Crafter Crochet. Cosmic Crochet Crafts. And of course Kirk at Kirkle Smirkle. Blue Hearts Crafts. I've mentioned a couple of those before. Another one that I enjoy watching is Jared of Hand Me Downs Crochet and Knit. Now when he comes on, he has several names that he goes by. He was in a monastery. He's no longer with the monastery, but he's got all that list of names that he goes by. And he has these two cats that the minute he starts podcasting, they show up and want to get in on the action. They're like, hey, what are you doing? Let's see. So it's kind of cute to see him talk to the cats. There's also Angelia of Crocheting House Mouse. She's very new. I think she only has 1 or 2 podcasts. But I'm enjoying that. And Nicole of the Pine Cottage. She has 1 podcast up, and she is quite hilarious. Her kids are playing in the background, and one of the kids makes a comment about, I don't like you. And she's like, oh no, she doesn't like him. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, Mom. How many times have we as mothers listened to our kids when they start arguing and they're like, I don't like you, I hate you, all that kind of stuff. So it's funny to watch her. Also Melissa of Melissa's Crafts. Those are my shout outs for this week. I planned on getting to this sooner, but, there were things that came up. I have natural, things that all of a sudden somebody needs something right away, and I stop everything, try to do it for them. The only other thing that I have is I did also purchase a crochet hook while I was out that lights up. The only other thing that I have that I can use, and I do use it when I'm crocheting with dark yarn, especially black, because it's hard to see. The last episode I had some pictures of some commissions that I'd done of some black messy bun hats, and it's hard to see those stitches, and for some reason it didn't used to be all that hard, but all of a sudden I'm having difficulty. The only other thing, there are some bill caps you can get at Walmart that have a little light in them. But, you know, my husband is a geologist, so of course he brought me a tool to use. And this thing does all kinds of different lights. It's crazy. Not only do you get that light that's in the middle, you get a strobe light effect and all kinds of neat things. So it's kind of interesting. Get that light, then you get several different lights. It gets brighter. Just some interesting things that were fun to play with when we were playing with the lights. So, that is one of my favorite tools. And of course, this light, you can, it's got a little tilt feature in it so that it'll tilt, you know, whichever way you want it to go. It wraps around your head, so I play with it a little bit. It's kind of fun. It's a Coleman. I think it was meant more for campers, hunters, that kind of thing, but, you know, I'm enjoying it because it's helping with those dark yarns. I'm hoping that I won't need it with that purple, but my eyes are getting old. Okay, with that, I'll close, and I'll see you the next time. So long.